Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Today's July 7th, 2015. It is the 10-year anniversary of the July 7th, 2005 London bombings. I want to talk about all the curious numerology and gematria within this incident that reveals the well-waged hoax against us. Going back in time, there were the major terrorism events of September 11th, 2001, then the Madrid train bombings of March 11th, 2004, then the London train bombings of 7/7/2005. And notice that the numerology of 2005 is 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5 equals 7. So in a way, these train bombings were 7/7/7. What stands out to them the most, just from the initial observations, are the time it happened at. 8:49 in the morning is another way to say 11 till 9. Those numbers, 9 and 11. And then concluding at 9:47, notice that the numerology of 47 is 4 plus 7 equals 11. So both of these numbers having connections to 9 and 11. 11 till 9, 9:47 breakdown to 11. The mastermind of the attack, as they told us, was Mohammed Sadiq Khan. And Mohammed, with this spelling, is a name they've used over and over the years in regards to false terrorism. All these stories are about divide and conquer. Blame Islam. Blame Middle Easterners. The name Mohammed Sadiq Khan has gematria of 87 and 96. Remember, the word Freemason equals 96, as does the religion Satanism. And it is the Freemasons who are behind all these hoaxalicious stories. It is the Freemasons who control the media that presents them to us. If you follow my work, I often say watch for the numbers 33 and 74 being paired together. In this case, Muhammad is born in the lone month with 33 gematria, October. October has that Pythagorean gematria of 33. His birthday, 10/20/74, yields numerology of 123, just like the word conspiracy in gematria. Also, the year 74 connects to London, where the bombings took place. London has that gematria of 74, just like the words English and gematria. 74, one of the most important numbers. Think about the United States birthday, 7th month, 4th day. In the United States, of the 50 states, only one state has a gematria of 74. It is Oregon, the 33rd state. That pairing. The numerology is also incriminating for Zionist Jews. They love to code the number 39. This date had a numerology of 39. So on this date, there were 4 explosions. 3 trains exploded and an above-ground double-decker bus. Four total. In the Madrid train bombings, there were 4 separate train car explosions. And on September 11th, there were 4 supposedly plane incidents. 2 at the all World Trade Center buildings, 1 at the Pentagon, and 1 in Pennsylvania, Flight 93 of 33 passengers. And what all of those wrecks had in common is no plane debris was found that should have been corresponding with the types of planes that had reportedly crashed. It is my opinion from my research that there were no planes involved in September 11th, just CGI, computer graphics, and a whole lot of hoaxaliciousness. In these attacks, the 7/7 London bombings, it said that 52 people were killed, plus the 4 suicide bombers. But anyhow, with regards to that number 52, it has a numerology of 7. 5 plus 2 equals 7. They also said an additional 700 people were injured. 700 has numerology of 7. The 7/7 bombings yielding a lot of 7s. They said the first 2 explosions were in trains referred to as C69 and C77. What's interesting about 69 is this attack followed the Madrid train bombings by exactly 69 weeks. 69 weeks apart to the day. And of course, C-77 fits right in with the 7/7 bombings. The third train to explode was a stock Piccadilly from the year 73. The World Trade Centers opened in 73 on April 4th, 4-4. Anyhow, the third car to explode was number 311. The Madrid train bombings happened on 3/11, March 11th. In history, these numbers are very important. The World Trade Center buildings were approved and proposed on March 11th, 61, 7 years before construction began. March 11th, they came tumbling to the ground September 11th, 2001. And also in U.S. history, it was March 11th that the United States became involved in World War II, became further involved in September 11th with orders that FDR gave. Both of these preceded Pearl Harbor, which happened later that year in December. This car, the stock Piccadilly, that word Piccadilly has a gematria of 49, the product of 7 times 7 on the 7/7 bombings. The above-ground bus that exploded, as pictured here, is referred to as a Dennis Trident. Dennis Trident has gematria of 155, a number that breaks down to 11. 11 and 7, 7 and 11. Lots of numbers there. Don't want to bore you with them all. What's interesting is that, again, 52 people were reportedly killed. The first explosion happened on Liverpool Street. Liverpool has a gematria of 52. How about that? First explosion on Liverpool Street. Again, lots of interesting numbers here. The final explosion happened in Russell Square, which, guess what, also has the gematria of 52. Opened and ended with a 52, 52 dead. They also refer to that Dennis Trident as a double-decker, which has gematria of 61, which has numerology of 7, 6 plus 1 is 7, or a double-decker bus, which has gematria of 77 on the 7/7 bombings. Dennis Trident, also in Pythagorean gematria, truth seeker, sums to 74. A second ago we showed how it summed to 155, which has numerology of 11. Dennis Trident, 74, also numerology of 11. Remember, this happened in London, which has gematria of 74. Very important number. The news was first broken by the BBC, the 223. The synagogue of Satan equals 223. In Revelation, it is said the false Jews, the synagogue of Satan, will rule in the end times, which is exactly what's true about this world we live in. The false Jews, the synagogue of Satan, does rule. We live under their tyranny. We have to consume their false media that's meant to terrorize us, instill fear, divide us. We have to eat their poisonous food because we've allowed them to take over. We've allowed them to take over the fucking world, truth seeker. The Zionist Jews run the show. They control the governments, the corporations, the media, the sports leagues that people distract themselves with. When people think what I'm saying is lunacy, they have deceived themselves. If you think I'm wrong, follow my work and prove that I'm wrong. I think it's very obvious. I think it's been very obvious my whole life. Going and watching these propagandist films that, what do they instill? Kill, kill, kill. Cheat on your wife, you know? Isn't that what everyone goes to and watches all these movies? It's like the same narrative. People cheating, people killing. That's all they want to watch. And who's feeding us this? The Zionist Jews who feed us poison because they look at us as the goyim. Here's another kicker, truth seeker. July 7th is the 188th day of the year. Earlier this year, we had a train crash in Philadelphia. Talked about that, did several posts on it. Very important. They said that train was number 188. Probably another tribute to July 7th. It happened on a Thursday. Thursday's got that special gematria of 116, like 911 upside down, like the word powerful. I just want to show you how these numbers 74 often come into their hoaxes. We were talking about how September 11th was connected in numbers to this train crash. Notice that New York's on the 74th meridian. On that day, it was the Twin Towers that crashed to the ground. Twin Towers has that gematria of 49. They were approved by the 49th governor, Nelson Rockefeller. Remember, 7 times 7 is 49. In the Madrid train bombings that happened on March 11th, Madrid has that gematria of 49, like 7 times 7. The Madrid train bombings came 69 weeks before the London bombings. March 11th, 2004 to 7/7/2005 was 69 weeks. And also, Truth Seeker, Josh Stoss pointed these things out about today. Earlier this year, we were given the story of Andreas Lebet's suicidal pilot crashing a plane, lots of plane and train hoaxes. He was shown in front of the Golden Gate Bridge. That was 105 days ago from today, March 24th. It's been 66 days from the Philly train crash, train number 188. Today's the 188th day of the year. It's been 144 days since Lupercalia, which means also back in July 7th, 2005, it was also 144 days since Lupercalia. The celebration of the number 44. Lupercalia is on the 44th day. Lupercalia equals 44. July 7th also equals 44, and it comes 144 days later. So even back then, July 7th, 2005, that incident was likely very much connected to Lupercalia. This is just something we're waking up to as we decode the hoaxes, seeing how they've been doing this to us all this time. If you're new here, 44 is the kill number. Kill in simple English gematria equals 44. So that's pretty much the extent of it, you know? There's more numbers here, but I've already shown enough. And it's just time and time again they love to do this to us. The Boston Marathon bombings on tax day, the 105th day of the year, April 15th, 2013. Those happened at 2:49 in the afternoon, Truth Seeker. 2:49? Another way to say that is 11 till 3, you know? And this train crash, we had the third car to blow up was number 311. This was the biggest terror incident since the March 11th terror attack in Madrid. They're going to keep doing this to us until we stop them, Truth Seeker. And their biggest giveaway is coding all these numbers into their hoaxes, as they so often do. All right, until next time, Truth Seeker. Encore Truth Seeker, I forgot to make one important point about the number 39. Remember, this happened on a date with 39 numerology, and it happened the day after it was announced that London had won the 2012 Olympics. In gematria, Pythagorean gematria, Olympic sums to 39. They just got in the Olympic Games, and then the next day they get a bombing on a date with 39 numerology. And remember, these numbers trace back to the Zionist Jews, those who run the show. All right, Truth Seeker. Till next time.